guys get to scrimmage at all today, or just been doing?
No, non-contact. We're going to scrimmage tonight, so just went through reviewing of the plays, put in some out of bounds, put in another couple wrinkles out of the offense, and guys seemed really focused. They picked it up. Then we split up and let the guys kind of really run through all the different options, and they're starting to pick it up.
So last night you had dinner with the cadets, and I guess you heard a speech from one of the. What was that like?
Oh, it's great to be. We're being out here. The mess hall. I think they said 4,400 people were in at the same time eating. Is to see them all come in there, and we were all sitting at the tables at that point talking, and we were talking with our speaker. Next thing you know, you hear the noise and kind of the rumble, and you look up, and the whole place is filled up. So they got right in there, and it's fun to be around. And the cadets got a lot of opportunities to, see the players and take some pictures. So it was a fun thing.
Who spoke to you guys from West Point?
One of the retired colonels, just on kind of team building and things that he's learned in his experiences and how it can translate to basketball. And I think the guys really took a lot out of that. I think it was talked to the guys last year too, and for the new guys, it was. I think the guys really enjoyed listening to him.
Do you see bigger guys that can shoot or used in pick and pop situations? Do you see that as a possibility for Kristaps and what you guys want?
No, we never want Kristaps to pick and pop.
We haven't seen him do that a lot last year, so I'm just curious to see.
Yeah, no, there's going to be a lot of those situations. Again, they're playing. They're understanding what everybody's strengths are. We want him to mix it up. Sometimes he's going to roll. Sometimes he's going to pop. We have opportunities for guys. We're trying to get them to understand if it's Carmelo or Kristaps or Lance, and they're in that pick and roll, to maybe clear that open space for when they do pop. There's not somebody right there. So again, there'll probably be plenty of that.
Hey, Coach, I don't know if you were part of the decision to play Houston in the preseason, but how strange is it? It's kind of a long flight for the preseason.
Yeah, it is a little long, but that's okay. That's going to be a team that will obviously test our defense and where we're at, and give us a lot of things to work on the way they're going to play. It doesn't really matter. It's a long trip. I think we're going to stay overnight there, so we're not getting back at 3 in the morning. So it's the NBA. What else? It's good to go against probably a Western team. You don't want to play all the Eastern Conference teams right in the exhibition season.
Look at the triangle, especially the first couple of years here with it. The Knicks have taken far more mid-range jumpers than most teams have. Some of that is just a function of where kind of the sweet spots in the offense or where they're getting open shots from. How do you add spacing to a system? Is it just as simple as more screening, or is it the personnel specifically, or what sorts of things do you kind of want to put in place that add spacing?
You can spread that out to half court. It doesn't really matter in the offense. But I don't think you go away from mid-range jump shots necessarily. That's kind of the NBA thing now, is to not shoot mid-range jumpers. But if you're working on it, I still go back to the time when we were playing back in the day. We were averaging on 119 points a game and probably getting 3 or 4 3-pointers a game. How do you get to 120 if you're not shooting threes? Well, you shoot higher percentages from that mid-range shot. And we have shooters that, if they get an open 16, 18-foot look, they'll shoot 60% of those. It's just the fact that I think a lot of guys take bad mid-range shots. They're challenged, they're forced, and that's why their percentages are dropping. Our idea is to try to get guys open looks from that range, and we'll take our chances.
When you first took the job, I think you said you wanted to try to get the three-point attempts up. I think you said that, and I know at Phoenix you had said what you seemed to dislike at the time was you didn't want 20-foot twos. You didn't want really long twos, just when you could take a step back and make it.
Yeah, if guys are standing on the line, they might as well move back 6 inches and shoot that one. But again, guys got to feel comfortable where their shots are, what their range is, and it's something that, yes, we want to get more threes, we want more open look threes, because again, we think we have good 3-point shooters. You know, that's a great weapon to have. You know, if you don't have enough 3-point shooters, they're going to kind of lock inside. They'll lock in those mid-range jumpers, and then they're challenge shots. If we could spread it out, you know, then we got the mix of everything.
Coach, Derek was saying yesterday that when you guys taught the triangle, it was a little bit complicated for him, and you know, there's all these different reads. Do you think? I mean, is there enough time?
I don't know what triangle we're running, but I think we call it something else. But the triangle aspects, you know, you know, it's not. It's complicated in the sense that guys have a lot of options to do, and it's just a read. That's where the complication comes. The general setup of it is not complicated. It's just a matter of those guys understanding, you know, without the ball, you know, what's going to happen. And again, the more they do it, the more they're going to get it. You know, the guys that were around last year have seen some of this stuff, so they picked it up a little bit quicker. But again, day 2 of really running it, and they got a lot better from yesterday. So we think that's going to continue.
Has Kurt been very helpful for you across the summer? Just talking to you about his knowledge of it. How was that gone?
Yeah, Kurt's been great. You know, Kurt knows a lot about basketball, not just the triangle stuff. So, you know, all of our talks with the coaches, we have very experienced group of coaches that have been around a long time, and again, the knowledge that, you know, if we're trying to run a certain wrinkle out of the triangle aspects of it, that, you know, he has views of, oh, you know, okay, that could be good, but it might interfere when you run another type of option. So it's just talking. It's coach talk that all coaches do. Kurt doesn't just know the triangle; he knows everything. So he's been great.
Coach, what have you seen this week from Maurice Ndour, and what can his skills provide to a team at this level?
Yeah, he's an energy guy. You know, he rolls hard to the basket. He helps defensively. You know, he's been pretty impressive on some of his finishes when he has rolled to the basket, and the guys have hit him. You know, he can finish with his left hand. He can dunk it. He's got good body control. He had a nice reverse. He got cracked in the head and still finished on the reverse side. So he's just that guy that provides activity. You know, he's again trying to probably figure out if he should shoot threes or just keep moving, and that's part of our jobs to tell him what is you know, what we want him to do. And I really like the way he moves without the ball, cuts to the basket, he rolls and finishes, and that's really what we want him to do.